2014 Credit Union Christmas Pageant, the day Father Christmas comes to town.
That's right, Kate. For 82 years now, generations of South Australians have been lining the streets of Adelaide to see and experience this spectacle of sound and colour.
You're right, Brenton, there really is nothing like it. And this year's theme is Share the Pageant with Someone You Love. And more than 300,000 people have turned out today to do exactly that.
And we're delighted to be sharing the pageant with you, wherever you may be. Together, this is our special day. And joining us from the start line is our very own Virginia Langerberg. Hi, Virginia.
Well, that's right. Today is a very different pageant day for me, Brenton and Kate. I'd normally be with you there on North Terrace at the landing stage, but today I'm actually part of the pageant. I'll be dressed as a pixie and walking through the city with all the pageant floats as well. So I'll be seeing you when we arrive on North Terrace.
That's right, Virginia. We're here on the landing stage outside the Magic Cave here at David Jones. Where in about an hour's time, Father Christmas will arrive in his sleigh laden with presents for all the good boys and girls.
Yeah, that's right, Brenton. He'll be greeted by the pageant royal family, musicians and singers.
There'll be streamers, party balloons heralding the start of Christmas here in South Australia.
But right now, all the action is with Virginia in the South Parklands, where she's joined by thousands of others gearing up for this year's Credit Union Christmas pageant. Let's take a look.
Well, good morning. We are here bright and early and I'm ready for my big day in the Credit Union Christmas pageant. Now, I'll need to get my costume and makeup and get pumped for the 3.2 kilometre journey through the city. But I wanted to show you some of the activity down here at the starting point of the pageant. It's a really busy place from very early in the morning. When I got here, the floats were already in position, having been driven up from their home at Stardust Castle. They're all checked and ready to go, with some last-minute adjustments by the very busy technical crews. And like me, the pageant participants, all 1,200 of them, have been arriving to prepare for their big day. The activity is centred around Pulteney Grammar School, and you can see how busy it is with all these people. Already some costumes and some characters. But even quicker off the mark are the families who get up in the very early hours to claim their piece of real estate along the pageant route.
2:30 and we still couldn't get that tree. That's the tree we want, we still couldn't get it.
We'll wait for the girls to get in with the kids. Yeah, well, there actually are kids coming, all right? This is not for us, right?
The children are not for sitting around even this early in the day. And the traditional activity for them is the chalk drawing on the road. So here they are, plenty of colour on the road. They are transforming the streets with the chalk here. Plenty of messages. What do you think, Brenton and Kate?
Yes, it's fantastic to see those beautiful chalk drawings that children have been doing all morning here on the streets of Adelaide. It's a big tradition here with the Credit Union Christmas pageant, as is the Blue Honour Line. And very soon, the police will ask everyone, all the boys and girls, to sit behind the Blue Honour Line before the first of the floats arrive.
Yeah, that's right. It takes about an hour for the first of the floats to reach us here on North Terrace, a distance of about 3.3 kilometres.
And Kate, a slightly different route this year. The pageant heads north along King William Street, right into Victoria Square along Wakefield, turning left to head north on Pulteney, another sharp left onto Grenfell Street and back to King William, then another right turn before the final stretch to David Jones and his new home to be had here at the Magic Cave. Well, let's go back to Virginia now and see what she's up to. Hey, Virginia.
Well, the Christmas pageant is getting even closer, and this is where it all begins ahead of the big show. We're on South Terrace and I need to transform into a pixie, but before all that, I need to check in.
What's your name?
Virginia Langerberg.
And what floats are you on?
Grandpa's Christmas workshop.
Yes.
Each of the participants will be checked off as they arrive at the school. We are issued with a wristband and then we go and locate our costume. Excellent, thank you.
On the tag, heading for makeup and then hopefully for breakfast.
Each costume is labelled so that there are no mistakes and we can leave our change of clothes to be locked away here at the school.
Any clowns? Come through.
There are more than 250 clowns in the Credit Union Christmas pageant, so that means a very busy morning for the 120 volunteers who do the makeup. First up, clowns all get their base layer of white makeup. Then those lovely clown faces that will bring smiles to thousands of kids along the pageant route.
It's a matter of working, making sure that the makeup is smooth, remembering it's street makeup, remembering that the clowns are moving very quickly past the children sitting in the street. It's not as though it's a close camera shot, so it's got to be stark white, bright red, and it's something that's bold, so that's the main thing.
And here's an example of how much work and planning goes into this huge event. Many of the characters in the pageant have something to carry or wave. So attached to their costume is a label with all the details.
Have fun.
Already started. Whoa!
Well, the costume's on, but the transformation won't be complete until the finishing touches of makeup are put on.
Looking good, Virginia, and we look forward to seeing you here on North Terrace in a little while.
Now, the Credit Union Christmas Pageant holds a very special place in our state's history and our hearts too. We're very grateful to the state's leading credit unions for their support. People's Choice, Beyond Bank, Credit Union SA and Police Credit Union.
And as with every great Aussie event, it begins with the national anthem. And here to sing it this year, we welcome finalists from Channel 9's The Voice, Adelaide's very own ZK.
Of beauty rich and rare, in history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia
Adelaide's very own ZK there with the national anthem. Great to have them with us.
And another proud tradition, the blowing of Sir Edward's original gold whistle.
That time we've all been waiting for. It's time to kick off the pageant, and it's tradition to do it with the golden whistle. Can you count us down?
I can, thank you, Virginia. Here we go. Are you ready? Come forward, whistle blowers. Are we at the ready? I'm looking at my stage manager here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there we have it. It has officially started. Michael and Michelle Quigley there blowing the whistle, and the sponsoring credit unions who are just trailing behind the blue light vehicle heralding the start of the 2014 Credit Union Christmas Pageant.
Great to see all of those chalk drawings on the road too, Brenton. I can't believe the pageant is already here. It's kicked off for 2014. Lots of excited people on the sidelines, and in not too fewer moments away, we'll be seeing all of those beautiful floats arrive.
The Police Credit Union vehicle there, one of the 4 sponsoring credit unions joining Credit Union SA, Beyond Bank Australia and People's Choice. And look how well behaved all the boys and girls are there now, well behind the blue Wonderland. They've got their chalk with them too from those earlier drawings. Just patiently waiting now the arrival of Father Christmas. And not just that, 172 moving sets, 63 floats, 16 bands, 9 walking sets, 11 dance groups, 4 choirs, 1 DJ, and guess how many clowns?
How many, Brenton? 250.
Including...
Good guess by me.
Yeah, it was a very quick guess.
But Brenton, I'm just so happy that the weather's holding off today. We haven't seen any rain as was forecast just yet, so let's keep our fingers crossed that it'll keep these beautiful warm conditions going for the duration of the pageant.
Yes, overcast, but certainly won't dampen the enthusiasm here of those on the ground. It's a little bit mild actually, temperature around about 21 degrees here in the city at the moment. A few of those balloons, they're not weather balloons, they're balloons from kids.
Accidentally let a few go, I think.
There's going to be a few of those going up in the sky. I think there are so many colours, and we can start to see there at the end, just as they're turning around from King William Street onto North Terrace, the police greys who have the honour of starting the Christmas pageant every year. And they will be here in front of the museum in just a moment. You can see the Anzac Memorial there as well.
And those
Just off to
horses
the
are
right.
well behaved. Speaking of being well behaved, Brenton, to not get distracted by all of the children on the side of the road. They're beautiful creatures, aren't they?
Now that blue Wonderland, the history there associated with that, 1958 that was introduced to control the massive crowds. We're expecting around a crowd of around 320,000 people here lining the streets of Adelaide, South Australia today. Many of whom have been lining up since around 4 or 5 o'clock this morning.
I actually saw a tweet this morning, Brenton, that had some people lining up from 3:30 this morning.
Well, you have to secure a spot. You can sort of see everyone lays down their picnic blankets, they bring in their breakfast. Of course, the shops are open in the city as well, so it's a wonderful time here in beautiful Adelaide.
And there we have the beautiful police grey horses. This year we have Zulu, ridden by Constable Carly Barber, Valence, ridden by Senior Constable Kate Langdon,
Quill, ridden by Constable Renee Gilbert, and Vulcan, ridden by Senior Constable Trevor Hood. Welcome. Wonderful to have you guys here.
looking very regal in all of their uniforms today, and the horses look just beautiful.
They were founded in 1838, just 2 years after South Australia was established as a colony. They have the honour of leading the pageant every year. Closely behind the South Australian Police Mounted Operations Unit, the internationally recognised band of the SA Police joining the horses there as well. Aren't they walking at a nice regal
They're also
pace?
even, aren't they? Very well trained. And a little bit of a reindeer on the side of the horse's head there, Brenton, a bit of a Christmas decoration. They don't want to miss out either.
They don't. The police greys, we see them around at all our big events across South Australia, regularly offering patrol. Yeah, isn't that a lovely decoration there? That is beautiful. Well pointed out, Kate. That's lovely. There we have it now, the police band behind the police greys. They were formed in 1884, even earlier than the police greys. No, straight after, sorry, led by Drum Major Sergeant Adam Buckley.
There's Adam there.
Police band there, the one of 16 bands in the pageant. But our first float, 2014, this is Satchmo the Elephant heralding in this year's Credit Union Christmas pageant.
And we see the first of our pageant clowns this year having a bit of fun with all the children on the sidelines there, spreading the joy and getting everybody excited. High fives for everyone.
What's he holding up there? A plate on the stick. He's not doing it.
He's got his cup of tea with him.
Yeah,
Brenton.
that's right.
Don't want to forget that.
Hey, if you look closely too, behind Satchmo the Elephant, I mean, he's got a mighty job there holding up the Credit Union Christmas pageant sign. But there's another clown there holding up an elephant. And these are the Teddy Tots featuring the SA Precision Calisthenics team. They're aged 9 to 12 years. Holding up their windmills and getting ready for Christmas. These teddies are having more than a picnic today. Aren't they cute?
And there is a bit of a breeze around for those windmills to be going non-stop, Brenton.
That's it. It's a distance of, as you mentioned earlier, just over 3 kilometres from South Terrace. It's quite a long walk.
But they're still marching in time.
They sure are. Here's an even bigger teddy. Love, Love Christmas. This is designed by Kit Chambers.
I think that teddy bear's flying over all the houses. Must be all those helium balloons that she's holding.
Love, Love Christmas. You betcha.
At least they didn't have to get out of their pyjamas today, Brenton.
No, that looks like they've come straight out of bed this morning.
They probably had an early start.
I love the teddy bear on the front of the tow motor there. And the 2 Christmas trees already adorned in lights and decorations there behind. Love, love Christmas. Now seeing the Scotch College Tattoo Corps and the Highland Dances. They're drawn from current and past students at Scotch College here in Adelaide.
Here we have Professor Fizz and her chaotic contraptions, Brenton.
Yes.
Lots of things going on
Lots of
there, isn't
colour
it?
there.
Contraptions going up and down. There's Professor Whiz herself.
Professor Fizz is a construction whiz.
There you go. Got that back to front, didn't I? Professor Fizz.
Lots of colourful balls rising up and rolling down. I wonder what they're making there.
I think they're making bubbles, Brenton.
And toys for Christmas Day.
We have a bit of a water pump there, creating some bubbles. And thanks to SA Water, who supply 32,000 bottles of pageant water every year, Brenton.
Yes, very generous. We
Keep
appreciate
everyone
SA Water.
hydrated.
Indeed, it's very important. With the colour here. McDougal. The detective, he heads up the pageant secret service. He's a Scotty. McDougal.
That was terrible.
Hang on, there's a cat burglar there as well. Or is that a purse snatcher? He's keeping a bit of a watch ahead of him. He doesn't even know the cat burglar's there behind him in the garbage can. What are they? They're the mice. There's a couple of the mice there in the back of the police van. I wonder why they've been caught up. They mustn't have been doing the right thing across the pageant.
They stole the cheese. Here we have Robot Family Christmas, sharing the pageant with people that they love. And of course, they've got a human as a gift for Christmas this year, Brenton.
They're pretty delighted about that too. Look at the other human robots too.
Getting back in her present. Oh, closed it back up.
What's it going to be? Ah, there she goes.
There we go. Surprise.
Merry Christmas.
Of course, lots of kids getting very excited about all those presents that they'll be getting this year.
It's funny because I remember as a young boy having a robot as a Christmas present, asking Father Christmas for a robot. I also asked him for a big spaceship like this. Galaxy rocket featuring characters that are literally out of this world.
All the space cadets there waving to everybody.
They are, aren't
Pretty
they?
nifty rocket.
Actually, there's not much space left here at the pageant. More than 300,000 people here lining the streets. It's a very packed CBD here in Adelaide. I love the Star Wars theme too. I reckon that spaceship is just about to take off and launch into Christmas.
Certainly is.
Just behind there too.
I think we saw some Star Wars
We
characters.
sure did, with the Star Wars music. Looking straight down now of North Terrace. The Hahndorf Town Band. Closely followed by the Sherwood Bradley Dancers.
Now, this is a band with a really long history in the Adelaide Hills. It started in 1926, and they play for all sorts of community celebrations, parades and festivals, launches and concerts. And And the dancing director, Cheryl Bradley, has a long family history with the pageant, Brenton. Her grandmother was in the first pageant way back in 1933, and every generation in her family has been in one since.
What a privilege. Who are these clowns?
These are some real characters. These are the Clown Doctors, and they're featuring a special group of clown doctors from the Humour Foundation. And these guys visit sick kids at the Women's and Children's Hospital and the Flinders Medical Centre every week, bringing smiles to the wards there and proving that laughter really is the best medicine.
You got Dr. Heebie Jeebie there, Dr. Coconut, Dr. Yum Yum, Dr. Primrose, and Dr. Feel Better. Like to feel better. Followed by a few of the clowns driving in that blue Austin 7. It's in mint condition. Not for long though, if those clowns keep on driving the way they do. They are the clowns from the South Australian Tourism Commission.
Then we have
joining us here today.
the pageant map there, so they know exactly where they're going, but there seems to be a bit of an argument over which direction to take.
What are they doing with the spare tyres? That is a beautiful car, I love it. Of course, the South Australian Tourism Commission, they own and operate this beloved pageant.
And here we have Swinging on a Star. And it won't be long, Brenton, before we see the star of the show, of course, Father Christmas.
That's right. Can't wait for him to arrive here on the North Terrace and make his new home at Magic Cave.
Bit of fun with some beach balls there. It's almost beach weather today. We had some beach weather yesterday.
Very warm yesterday. In fact, we're lucky it wasn't as hot as it was yesterday. Getting in the high 30s today. We're around about 21 degrees at the moment. But look at all those stars on there. That reminds me, I'm going to buy a brand new star to put on the top of our Christmas tree when we get home today.
And that's a wonderful tradition, isn't it? So many people mark the start of the festive season by putting up their trees on pageant day.
Well, that'll be us this afternoon after the pageant. Might even do some painting like here as well. The young artists that colour my world. This is designed and donated by internationally acclaimed artist David Bromley, whose art explores the world of children. You can sort of see these kids here. Look at all the wonderful drawings and paintings they're doing. Closely followed by the dog, who looks like he's going to get into trouble. That looks like our dog, Ruby Ragless, our black Labrador at home, who gets to all sorts of trouble.
Knocked over the paint. But it's okay, Brenton, because there's plenty of colour on the road with all these beautiful chalk drawings, so no one will know.
You're right, I don't think we'll notice. Oh, it's fun being creative like that too, isn't it? Throwing your painting smock.
And like you said, David Bromley is recognised around the world, has beautiful pieces of artwork. Very lucky to have him part of the pageant. As we are with Flights of Fancy with Granny Flo. This is one of my favourites, Brendan. Look at the smoke coming out of her nose.
Oh, and the kids riding on board Granny Flo. What a thrill that would be. Nice and high there above the pageant. Granny Flo, of course, the perfect storyteller at pageant time, telling the story of this wonderful pageant tradition.
And wonderful too to have so many grandparents with us today, because of course they have lots of pageant stories of their own to share with their families.
You're right, Kate, the pageant transcends generations, and there would be people here, I'm sure, who have been here since they were a kid. Grandmas, grandpas, nans and pops. The first pageant in 1933, so we're talking a generation, 3 or 4 generations maybe over the time.
That's right.
I love it. She flutters her eyelids and sends out that little huff of smoke. She's a friendly fire-breathing dragon.
And here is the City of Elizabeth Pipe Band.
Kingsley's vintage cars and the Keystone Cops. They're very young. Charlie Chaplin's to be driving those cars.
They
are they old
are
enough to
very
have their
young.
licence?
I'm not sure, Brenton, but hey, their roads are closed, so maybe it's a bit safer for them to be driving around. They're not going very fast. This year we've got in the red car, we have Patrick Arnois. He's 8 years old. In the yellow car, India Rashid. She's 7. Giving us a wave there, India. In the green car, Jade Rawson, 11 years old.
Wang Wang and Fooney joining us here in the pageant now as well. The Daredevil Surfer. We've got Fooney licking the ice cream here. You can see her on the back. And Kangaroo here.
Keeping an eye on them, making sure they're safe in
that's
the
right,
water.
our surf lifesaver, that's right. We're so grateful for all our surf lifesavers and the Adelaide zookeepers too, making sure our pandas are well looked after.
It's great to have the pandas part of the pageant this year, Brenton.
Enjoying that ice cream too from, it looks like Smokey the koala on the back there. We're grateful to all our zookeepers. They do a magnificent job of looking after the beautiful Adelaide Zoo here in the city, and Monarto Zoo, the Wild Plains Zoo, just outside of the Adelaide CBD.
It wouldn't be summer in Australia without cricket, Brenton, and the cricket season has arrived here. We had the T20 at Adelaide Oval the other day.
I love the backyard cricket too at Christmas time. That's a big Aussie tradition, isn't it?
Sure is. These guys are having a wonderful game of cricket here.
Imagine if you stumbled on that side.
Exactly.
Where would you go? We've got the bowler there, Lizzie Gillespie. The umpire, Darryl here, batting his Buff Wombat. That's after the current Australian cricket team coach, who comes from South Australia. And behind the stumps, Ricky Ponding. There's our scoreboard. How are we going?
37 to 65.
Yeah, the Bush
All Stars are winning at the moment.
Oh, they're the field mice.
Yeah, there we go. Big cheer for the game.
They're mighty big cricket bats there next to the field mice.
They sure are. Number 13, Ghastly Grove, looks a little scary, Brenton. I'm not sure I'd want to live next door to this house.
They look like they're very spooky neighbours. Even that tree with its hands going over the house is pretty spooky too.
Oh, looking a bit menacing there. Hope they're not scaring the children.
More like the Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't think they're that scary after all.
No, they dance, so that's okay.
Trees had a bit too much fertiliser, I think.
I think it might have. And here we have the South Australian Police Pipes and Drums, a favourite of the pageant, Brenton, led by Pipe Major Phil Lyle.
They've appeared at the Edinburgh Military Tattoo, the Moscow Military Tattoo in Red Square, and the Basel Tattoo as well. Look at this. This is new this year, Kate.
Brand new float this year, Brenton.
Look what Toad got for Christmas. It's inspired by the classic tale of Wind in the Willows.
Look at that car go. And there's Toad driving it.
Yes, Toad's got a new car for Christmas and he's taken it out for a spin.
Let's hope
Watch
all
out
those
for the
sheep
sheep.
can
I
get out
know.
of the way in time.
The Shepherds just jumped out the way. This wonderful float here, new this year in 2014, designed by David Blunt. Badger is there as well, all the other characters. There he is. Other characters from Wind in the Willows. Yeah, what a wonderful...
I loved those stories when
Same,
I was a
me
kid.
too. Oh, look, a wonderful new coat of paint too for Alice in Wonderland. Looks fantastic.
And I think the hare's checking the time. Yes, it is pageant time. The caterpillar's telling us. And there's Alice sitting on her Mad Hatter's tea party chair. I think they're all having a cup of tea, Brenton,
And
while they're waving to all
celebrating
the kids.
a very happy unbirthday. They must be running late though. Look at the march here there. Lucky to make it on time for this year's pageant. The
Yes,
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of
is there.
Hearts.
Yeah. Little Red Riding Hood. She is little there next
She
to
is very little
what is a
compared to-
very big grandma. Is that her grandma?
What big eyes she has.
Like a grandma to me. I reckon that looks like a big bad wolf. But look at Little Red Riding Hood. She doesn't seem to be too worried there. Grandma is.
I haven't seen Grandma yet. Hang on.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's scared. She's hiding underneath the bed.
Doesn't look very happy.
Let us know. Let us know. It's a big bad wolf up there. The hunter.
He's right outside. He's okay.
Playing with the axe. You got to take care of the wolf.
Rescue Grandma. Once upon a storybook based on a number of fairy tales and nursery rhymes. We've got Jack and the Beanstalk. We've got Humpty Dumpty there. I think that's Little Miss Muffet. We've got Old King Cole.
The gingerbread man is there as well. Hickory Dickory Dock, Humpty Dumpty, and there's the big giant too from Jack and the Beanstalk leaning over.
All those mice running up the clock, I think.
The weasel and the monkey on the little merry-go-round. These are big giants.
And here we have the Onkaparinga City Concert Band and the Belly Dance Art Academy.
It's tinsel time here in the pageant, featuring volunteers from The Gang Show, designed by artist Peter Golding, who makes many of the props and the accessories used by our pageant characters.
Lots of tinsel there, and don't we love our tinsel at Christmas time? We've got some tinsel up here in the commentary box, decorating. It's just not Christmas without tinsel.
No, that's right. I'm going to buy a heap of tinsel to put on the tree. Normally it ends up on our carpet, though, you know, all the bits and pieces of tinsel.
It does go everywhere.
Particularly with Ruby Ragless, our Labrador, running around with it.
And Brenton, these guys are a very, very special part of the Credit Union Christmas pageant. It is our beautiful pageant royal family. It's been an annual tradition for over 70 years. And there is the beautiful Queen Gemma from Credit Union SA and pageant King Ryan from Beyond Bank, waving to all the boys and girls, mums and dads, grandmas and grandpas, and friends here today. Don't they look gorgeous?
They do, and they have the honour very soon of meeting Father Christmas at the landing stage and introducing him to his new home at the Magic Cave in David Jones. Joining them is the Junior Prince Hudson, and Junior Princess Gemma.
And of course as well with them are the princes and princesses as well, all chosen from a panel that we were both on, Brenton, selected from all 4 of the credit unions.
Duties across the year include touring schools and special schools across the state. They'll continue that today in their capacity as the pageant royal family. But what an honour, what a real thrill. As you say, royal family is an annual tradition now for over 70 years. The pageant queen, in fact, began in 1939 to help with wartime fundraising.
I think this looks like a bit of a forest fantasy. Look at that colourful caterpillar at the start, Brenton.
That's Pippi, yeah, Pippi the caterpillar.
And featuring young actors from Theatre Bugs, formed by Joni Coombe, daughter of internationally famous children's entertainer Peter Coombe.
Joni aims to introduce children to the magical world of theatre in a fun and supportive environment. We've got the Christmas butterfly here as well. Enjoying that fantasy of being in the forest. I mean, I love going out in the garden and seeing what other little creatures I can find. Little lizards, little geckos, spiders and bugs.
I think she might be a monarch butterfly, Brenton, with those beautiful big wings.
Maybe she was just like Pippi the caterpillar once.
I think she might have been. Look at those gorgeous wings fluttering along North Terrace.
They're very graceful creatures, aren't they? Beautiful. I love all the garden fairies. Just outside too. And the beautiful birds in the trees.
This is Boots and Twinkle.
And you can see they're driven by puppeteers on the seats behind both Boots and Twinkle.
Helping them along. Can't miss these guys though, Brenton, waving to everybody. They're gorgeous glass wings, look at them.
They're very animated characters. Their wings flutter, their head moves, and their arms controlled by the puppets there, walking along the pageant route to here on North Terrace. What a lovely float this is too. Christmas jazz in Elder Park with the replica of the Elder Park Rotunda, which sits on the Torrens Riverbank here in Adelaide, with Keith Conlon there at the drums. This float beautifully designed by artist Kari Lindsay.
And many of these musicians, Brenton, have been involved in the pageant for many, many, many years. It's a tradition for them. Along with Keith Conlon, there he is, Keith, giving us a wave as he keeps time on the drums to be part of the band in the Rotunda. This
is the Monster family. Always a favourite in the pageant. Kids love these friendly monsters. You've got Dad there, Zorg, leading the charge. Zabella, or Bella for short. She's the cheeky pink and blue one we'll see at a moment.
Zilma is the mum.
Yeah, she's got 3 eyes, so she can just about...
There's one of the kids. I think that might be baby Zuzi.
Oh, that might be Uggs there as well, I think. Uggs there, the yellow with red spikes and the blue eyes.
Oh, there's baby Zuzi in the
there
pram.
she is.
Still getting pushed in the pram. Thought she might be walking this year, but not quite.
Here's another iconic face of the pageant. Pogo, one of over 250 clowns in the pageant.
The biggest by far, biggest clown in the pageant this year, Brenton.
And it's a mighty big red nose too, isn't it?
Would have taken a lot of face paint to get that red nose on this morning.
Yes, we do need to say thank you to all the makeup artists and all the costume designers. About 3,000 people inside the pageant, including all the clowns, that all have their makeup done, all their costumes. It takes hours to prepare in the morning and right across the year to get these wonderful costumes and the makeup organised.
Oh, there's the Sir Kids, Brenton.
With the youth performance group. We've got Lyra spinning in the centre. Oh, what are these clowns doing? Are they holding up the show?
They might be getting in the way. They better not be trying to knock them off their unicycles.
No.
Wow, look at that. Imagine walking 3.3 Ks with somebody on your shoulders, Brenton. That would be
Look at these strong men here. Look closely too. There are bearded ladies.
And
wow,
Sir Kids.
Look at that. The contortionists there at the front.
Sir Kids really bendy, aren't they?
They really are. Oh, hello, the naughty or nice beater. You type in your name, spin the wheel and see if you've been naughty or nice. Needs help. Oh dear, who's that?
I think that's you.
Oh, really? Give it another spin. Who's it going to be? What's
what
it going to be?
this year?
Kate, you surely are. Nice. There we go. Well done. You must have known. Well, Father Christmas knows. He knows if you've been naughty or nice. In fact, he keeps a list, and I know for a fact he checks it twice.
Here's Jolly and Jingles on Christmas wrapping. Jolly and Jingles, of course, Brenton, are pageant mascots. And there we have MC Shep and skaters and break dancers from the clinic who join us every year to show off some of their great moves in the little miniature cage skate park there.
That is cool. I mean,
break dancing going on.
How cool would that be to have at home? I might even have a word to Brian Gilbert, our pageant director, and see if I can have that at home for Christmas. That really good. The big bow on top there as well. That would be a huge Christmas present. The rage cage there. And a big thing here with Mulgaville's Bicycle Club. We love our cycling here in South Australia. This is based on Mulgaville's Bicycle Club by Banjo Patterson. Mulgaville buys a penny farthing
Look at the
bike.
penny farthings.
They are beautiful. They are actually part of our club here, the Adelaide's Penny Farthing Cycle Club in South Australia, the first bicycle club in Australia to honour the penny farthing that we're seeing Mulgaville riding on here right now.
He doesn't look too stable.
I was going to say, he doesn't look like he's got control there. All the hair's running out of the way.
I love this story, Brenton. Probably one of my all-time favourite childhood stories. We have Possum Magic, of course, based on the classic best-selling childhood storybook Possum Magic, represented by the much-loved characters Grandma Poss and Hush.
Written in 1983 by Mem Fox with beautiful illustrations by Julie Vivas, captivated through the craftsmanship and artwork here of David White.
Such a beautiful storybook and a really timeless one as well. It's been around for 30-something years now, Brenton, and still a favourite of Australian children across the country and also around the world.
Yes, I remember reading when I was a kid. We've got the Christmas coloured socks there. Grandma Poss wearing the green and the red socks for Christmas.
Yeah, that's a big piece of pavlova.
And a lamington too.
My goodness, it's making me hungry.
Sure is. I love going for walks at night seeing all the possums. We love this one. This is the Bandicoot Ball Rock Music Festival. Love a good bush dance. That looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? The old barn dance. In fact, they're pulling it along as well for the Country Rock Music Festival. And we have the Ghana Yata Yityako Wanindo. It means a Ghana Country Christmas. The traditional owners of Adelaide. This is the Tarnanyanga, meaning Red Kangaroo Dreaming. Designed by Jill Halliday and Indigenous artist Shireen Rankin.
Very mechanical, Brenton, but often it is inspired by natural elements. And it's wonderful to see the two come together in this beautiful kangaroo sculpture. And lovely traditional elements on the side there, the beautiful dot paintings adorning the kangaroo. Very gracefully hopping down North Terrace.
Absolutely.
Oh, we've had a fall. Good recovery, though. Good recovery.
Well, you're going to have to get moving. We've got the band there. We've got the band of the 10th 27th Battalion of the Royal South Australian Regiment.
Credit Union Christmas Pageant for 2014, the Adelaide Lightning Dancing Team, produced by Just for Fun Dance Academy. These guys perform at Adelaide Lightning Women's National Basketball League home games.
Soon ends the director and team manager, Catherine Nairn. One of our beautiful London buses here in the pageant, started in the pageant in 1973. I love this one particularly because it's themed, of course, to Mary Poppins, and you'll have a look at some of the characters there. The chimney sweeps, the bag ladies, the flower sellers, and all these wonderful people riding on board this London bus won a competition filled with guests of the credit unions and children from the Heart Kids SA and Foundation 21 charities. What a thrill it would be for them to be riding in this authentic 1946 London bus.
And a big shout out to all our expats currently living in London and to all the British tourists as well, Brenton, who visit us here in SA every year.
We love it. We're very, very lucky to get one of these sent over to us. Starred in the pageant, first one in 1973. Looking back down now, North Terrace, you can still see heaps of floats still to come. More than 80 floats in the pageant.
There's another one of our favourites, another one of the big clowns, Brenton, clowning Clary in his top hat. I think his hands might be sore after being pushed down North Terrace all the way there, all along the pageant route, all 3 kilometres of it.
Look at the size of his shoes. Are they roller skating shoes?
I think they might have to be, but they're a size 48.
Must take him about an hour to do up his laces.
But he's 2.5 metres tall, so you have to have big feet when you're 2.5 metres tall.
Needs some help getting along with some of his other clowning mates. Beautiful Nellie. This is her 64th pageant, an icon of the Credit Union Christmas pageant, built for the John Martin's pageant by Frank Stewart of England in 1950.
Still going strong. And the beautiful Bollywood dances, adding lots of colour and shine to the pageant.
Yes,
lots
these
of movement.
Dances are from Fusion Beats, Adelaide's first and oldest Bollywood dance school. And I love this float. It brings together the culture. It shows the colour and fun of a Bollywood wedding wearing traditional dress. Special year, actually. The Bollywood bride is also Mrs. Australia Universe 2014.
And if you want to get hold of Father Christmas, Brenton, this is the best way to do it. Ringo the North Pole hotline, taking direct calls on behalf of Father Christmas.
He has a dial for a nose.
And you can dial his nose to call Father Christmas and maybe tell him what you're wishing for this year.
Is this pageant telecast being recorded for training purposes?
Here's the Raiders drum corps, joined of course by MJB dancers.
that sound. How cool are the drums there? 15 drummers and 15 dancers too, delivering a colour and movement spectacular here in the pageant.
Now, I don't know about you, Brenton, but a lot of people this time of year start to make their Christmas cakes.
I started in February this year making my cake.
Because you need to let them sit for a while, don't you?
Well, that's just the problem. I don't let them sit. I lick the spoons. I start eating cake way too early. We've got the prestige.
And that batter looks good too.
It does look good, doesn't it? Being given a spin there by one of our clowns. The clown pedals are actually turning the pedals, which turn the mixer.
I think those cooks might have eaten a bit of that batter as well, just quietly. Lots of Christmas cakes being made this year. Lots of baking in the lead up to Christmas. I love baking, so this is one of my favourite
You do it well too. It looks like those junior chefs, it's been pretty hard work for them, having to sit back there and with the other cooks. It looks to me like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, really.
And this is what I love making most,
yes.
Brenton, is a good cupcake, and we have a Cupcake Christmas here. This is the end product of all of those chefs' hard work. The biggest stack of cupcakes I think I've ever seen.
Have you ever made a stack of cupcakes that big?
No, it would take a lot of batter and a lot of icing to ice all of those beautiful, colourful cupcakes, but I'm sure they're delicious.
Well, I'm hoping one of those might be waiting for us at the end of the pageant. Just one. Do you reckon they'd notice if one was missing?
Probably not. Maybe just sneak it off the top.
Look, even the front toe motor's got cakes on there. Yeah, that is the biggest stack of cupcakes I've ever seen.
I think the hardest thing would be to sit on that float and not want to eat all of those cupcakes during the course of the pageant. And our clowns still having a bit of fun.
That's Humphrey B. Bear there conducting the Nutcracker. It's a Christmas ballet with the Australian Classical Youth Ballet.
Hi, Humphrey.
What a special moment for Humphrey B. Bear. He is another icon here in South Australia, indeed the country. We've all grown up watching Humphrey B. Bear.
And there's all the Cossacks surrounding the float. They might be a bit hot today in all of that beautiful satin and those big boots.
Yeah.
They're really dressed for the Russian winter, I think.
Oh, look at all the mice.
Of course, all the characters from the Nutcracker there.
The Australian Classical Youth Ballet, they're performing the full Nutcracker Ballet December 20 at the Festival Theatre. Guest stars Shani Spencer and Calvin Hannaford there from the Australian Ballet, so that's going to be exciting. I wonder if Humphrey B. Bear will be there.
I wonder how he goes on his feet. Probably not as light on his feet as some of those ballerinas. He has big feet too.
It's a big call, but I reckon Humphrey B. Bear is just almost as popular as the big fella Father Christmas himself. Almost. Funny old fellow he is.
Not a drop of rain inside as we look down North Terrace. It's still a beautiful day here in Adelaide, Brenton, and even the sunshine is coming out, which is a real treat here for the Credit Union Christmas pageant for 2014.
Courtesy of our sponsoring credit unions there, you can see them on the pavement. People's Choice, Beyond Bank, Credit Union SA and the Police Credit Union.
One of the kids dressed up in her best Christmas attire. Could be her first pageant, and there's lots of kids here today, Brenton, that will be celebrating their very first Christmas pageant. Hopefully the start of a very long tradition.
Anything is possible. Featuring the Tutti Ensemble, celebrating disability in our community. The Tutti Ensemble connect people with disability with mainstream theatre, and they're a wonderful favourite. We love having them in the pageant every year, singing and performing their theatre that they do at events right across the year.
Here we have the Unley Concert Band. And they've been a state champion concert band for several years. Of course, their waistcoats you can see there represent the double blues colours of the Unley-based Sturt Football Club.
the Strictly Talented Dancers, a cheerleader and dance school from the western suburbs, which celebrates their 10th anniversary this year. Congratulations. These penguins are cool.
They are cool, Brenton. And probably keeping pretty cool on a day like today with all of that ice around them. I think Mum and Dad are keeping watch while the kids have a bit of a slide there on their ice slippery dip.
That looks like a whole lot of fun. And this is what the pageant is all about. Families, in this case the penguin family, sharing the pageant with someone that they love. If you look closely, you can see a huge whale just in front of the penguin there, rising up in the middle. There he is, holding the penguin up. Mum and Dad there. Beautiful penguins. Yeah, all right. This is my kind of stuff. Bring on the trains.
Christmas in Toy Town. It's where all the toys are made, Brenton. And
yep, this to me is the Polar Express. It brings Christmas to life with all the toys designed by John Barone and Barney Cundell from the Pageant Workshop.
I'm surprised that you're not driving that train this year, Brenton.
Well, I know. I got my licence to drive steam trains this year. Maybe one day they'll let me. The characters on this float are the friends and the family of the many pageant helpers. There are so many people that work at Stardust Castle, predominantly volunteers, that bring this pageant together to life every year for us.
Working hard all year round as well, not just leading up to the pageant, but all year to create these beautiful floats that we see today.
What a thrill it would be to sit on those little building blocks and the alphabet. And of course, Christmas is celebrated all around the world, Kate.
See all the different cultures there that we have here in South Australia. Very lucky to have such a diverse community, Brenton, and all celebrating Christmas this year.
More than 60 countries represented here. It's like the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games.
I think we have about 180 different nationalities living in South Australia, so makes our society very, very rich.
Very shortly you'll hear the Adelaide South Africa Choir singing a cappella. Baby animals there too. And the Marion City Band here, which started in 1969 with drum major B.J. O'Donovan. Toby Toy Truck, he's a big favourite now since 1998, so he's been in many pageants now.
So big, Brenton, that he needs two drivers there to drive Toby. And he looks like some of those big mining trucks that we've got up in the outback of South Australia.
Although he's not mining for dirt, he's mining for toys. Hopefully we'll see some of the big toys there in his big truck there. He's got a big mouth too, isn't he?
I wouldn't want to stand in front of that mouth. I might get swallowed up.
He probably needs to yell because he can't hear himself because he's got the headphones on.
His earphones
his earplugs here. And Rodney, the red biplane too.
He's doing a very long takeoff, isn't he, Brenton?
He is, yeah. Well, Rodney here is based on the red biplane that flew over the very first pageant in 1933 to announce that the parade was happening here in the city. And so Rodney has a very, very big history here with us. G'day, Rodney.
This is one of my favourite floats, Brenton. Bruto, the most lovable of all the monsters, taking very good care, holding up. He's watching very carefully, watching all the boys and girls go past, but holding those two beautiful girls very carefully in his big, strong arms.
Yes, Bruto is a very friendly, cuddly monster, isn't he?
I think he's probably got the most comfortable position in the whole pageant.
He's got funny teeth, hasn't he? He's got some funny looking caretakers with him too.
Mini Brutos.
Yeah. That would be really cool being up there.
But look at his eyes, looking side to side, watching all the kids.
And new this year, Billy Bulldozer, another one of the fabulous new floats in 2014.
All the little boys will be loving this one.
Designed by Stardust Castle supervisor John Brown. We've got kids and presents in his scooping bucket there. Look at all the presents. That's cool.
I hope there's one in there for me this year.
Well, I'm just wondering if are all those presents belonging to those two kids?
Oh, you'd think they'd share them.
You'd hope so.
You'd hope they'd share them around.
Well, they're about to offload those presents into the Magic Cave. He's another favourite of mine. Fergus, the North Pole fire engine, to make sure that any fires in the North Pole are put out quick, smart. Two drivers there in the front. Go on, hit the siren.
But he's putting out the fires, Brenton, with snow, not water. Look at it all coming out the top there.
Well, I guess that works. Hey, a big day too for our firefighters. They've got a big open day at the MFS headquarters.
Look at all that snow falling around. Quickly being evaporated, though, there, Brenton, in the warm air today.
Holy Grammar Drum Corps.
I love their uniforms. They look like a keyboard.
They do, don't they? Yes, the Poldy Grammar School Drum Corps and Heathfield Renegades. They've been trained by Steve Todd and Des Clark. They're both legends in the drumming community here in Adelaide.
And sticking close behind them, we have Christmas Beat.
Hey, look at some of the drums there. They're beating on their own.
They
That's
must
incredible.
be magic.
They are magic drums. Yeah, love the Christmas beat there. Designed by Kit Chambers.
Yum. Look at all of those lollies on Rudolph's Christmas lolly trolley. Now, Rudolph has a new job here. He's in charge of the Christmas lolly inventory.
They are
Trolleys
big
full of lollies.
and they are huge lollies.
It'd be hard to keep track of all of those lollies, especially when I'm around. A few might go missing.
They
Those
are incredible. Look at his
little
inventory
Christmas
there.
elves, very controlled. They haven't pinched any lollies yet.
And this maybe is a little bit healthier. Mother Goose's Christmas table.
And Brenton, this year, surrounding Mother Goose is people from Channel 9,
Yeah, I was
our
going to say,
colleagues.
there's one of our IT fellas, Dan. Hey, Dan. And Peter as
And
well.
there's Pete,
Francesca's there.
all giving us a wave. Hello to our Channel 9 family,
This
all
is-
sitting around Mother Goose's Christmas table.
There's Sally. She runs our auto queue in the studio, the Channel 9 float. We're proud to be giving you the telecast here.
And reporter Jack Paquetta just behind her there.
Of course, you can jump in too with Nine's Jump In app.
And you can watch the pageant anytime, Brenton, which is fantastic. You can even be watching it on your phone or tablet.
Mother Goose's Christmas table, of course, the classic nursery rhyme character, Mother Goose, is sitting down to dinner. And here we have Grandpa's Christmas Workshop. This has to be another favourite of mine. We can see Virginia Langerberg there in the red, dressed up as a pixie.
Doesn't she look great? Virginia, can you hear us? Are you having fun?
I can, Brenton and Kate. This has been absolutely incredible. I've been involved with the pageant before, but never to this extent in the pageant. And it's just a completely different build-up. It is so amazing coming from South Terrace. And then down here, there is literally swarms of people, just layers and layers upon people. When you turn into King William Street, they tried to warn me. Eli here tried to warn me how many people there is when you turn, but it is incredible. So many smiling faces, and you just get to see the stories behind the pageant as well, you know, chatting to the people that are involved, and it's just an incredible day. I mean, I've never seen Adelaide like this. I've been here my entire life and never seen Adelaide like it is today. It's absolutely incredible, and the weather held up.
Yes.
It sure did. Well, you look fabulous, and it is such a special and wonderful day.
To the Adelaide Irish Pipe Band, now formed in 1941.
Oh, Brenton, every little girl's dream, including mine, and I did have the honour of sitting on one of these beautiful horses. This is Nipper, this year ridden by young Chloe Harker.
Originally in the Magic Cave in 1926 and now in the pageant, as you mentioned, since 1933. And thanks to also all the volunteer flower ranges with floral designs by Blair Ringwald from the Woodville Academy of Floral Design for all of these beautiful live flower arrangements that we see in the pageant this year. They are stunning.
They are beautiful, Brenton, all fresh flowers. And we had the honour of meeting some of these ladies the other day that put in all of their time and effort to creating those beautiful blooms. And here's the young Adelaide Voices.
Most recently performed with the Rolling Stones at Adelaide Oval.
Wasn't that a huge concert?
And what a thrill it was to see our local talent, young Adelaide Voices, there on stage. Let's have a listen. They sound beautiful.
Now, Brenton, this is the beautiful horse Nimble. And did you know that Nimble is 100 years old this year?
Wow.
Nimble was first introduced to the Magic Cave in 1914. There's gorgeous Charlotte Turner riding Nimble this year. Definitely a majestic horse. Almost looks a little bit like one of the Police Greys.
Very much so. Wonder if that's probably where the original inspiration came from. And again, beautiful flowers here again from Blair Ringwald and the wonderful volunteers from Woodville Academy of Floral Design. Different colour there.
And this is where all the magic is born for the Credit Union Christmas pageant. Stardust Castle. It has more than 600 stars adorning it. And Stardust Castle, of course, Brenton, is where all of the floats are created and all the characters come to life. A very special place. Protected by those beautiful magical fairies either side of Stardust Castle.
And the Enfield Brass Band, a regular with the pageant now for several years, followed by the dancers from the Cheryl Bradley School of Dance. Pageant Tram, another one of our renewed floats this year. This tram sporting a new paint job.
Looking very colourful, Brenton. Nothing like a bit of lick of paint. Really brings things back to life, doesn't it?
Of course, trams have been part of our cityscape for over a century now. What an honour that would be to be driving this tram. That is a job that I would love to be doing right now. That would be cool. Many
years since a tram last went down North Terrace, I'm sure. Did they go down North Terrace?
They did, and they were like these old classic ones too. In fact, they went pretty well everywhere, right across the Adelaide area. Look at the snowmen on the front and the penguin as well. I love this new paintwork on the tram. Tickets, please. Tickets. Let's check them.
Playing the song Love to Be Beside the Sea. We do have the trams that still go down to Glenelg, down to the seaside from the city.
And Tinseltown, more tinsel with Christmas trees this time. You can sort of see the Christmas trees there.
There we go.
Beautiful colours, aren't they? Traditional Christmas colours among other favourite colours of mine, yellows and blues, greens and reds.
And of course, they're all being held up by members of the gang show. Now, Brenton, the gang show are part of the Scouts. And through theatre, these young people are taught about team building, preparation, planning, all things theatrical, including performance, stage management, lighting, technical, and much, much more. So a lot of fun for the gang show members there.
Here's another one of our genuine London buses, Christmas on Parade. It was shipped to Adelaide in the 1970s. We are so grateful to have it too. It was here, sent over to here, especially for the pageant, and this bus is full of credit union members lucky enough to win seats in the competition. So you can do that across the year. Look out for it across the year. If you're keen on winning a competition and being a part of the pageant, there are competitions you can enter. And
And like
yourself a
Virginia
spot.
said, it really is a whole different experience, isn't it? Actually
Sure
walking
is.
and being part of the pageant as opposed to watching it at home. But very, very lucky for these lucky competition winners this year.
And I love the images on the side of the bus there, painted by Gary Lee Gaston. You can see some of the pageant characters painted on there. Look
They
at the
have
stops.
a great view from the top there as well.
Lollipop Lane. I'd like to stop there. It's like those sightseeing buses you see in the other big capital cities, isn't it?
I think they have the best view from the top there. They can see all of the people, all of those rows deep along North Terrace, along the whole pageant route.
These are more about bob-up clowns. They've been part of the tradition here, part of the more than 250 clowns that are in the pageant. The SA detachment now of the Royal Australian Navy Band. Followed by the Black Diamond Marching Girls.
These girls perform in drill competitions, Brenton.
Highly successful they are too. Putting on a demonstration for us here today of the Australian drill dance. By toy soldiers.
Wow, that is one big Christmas tree. Lots of people putting up their trees this year, obviously in line with the start of the pageant, the beautiful star on top of the tree. It is a real tradition here in Australia and South Australia to be putting up your Christmas tree at pageant time, and this has got to be one of the biggest ones we've ever seen. All the Christmas fairies guarding those presents underneath, making sure no one takes a peek.
You can't peek. No, you can't peek. Not until Christmas Day. This Christmas tree, 4.5 metres tall.
Twas the night before Christmas. Not quite, Brenton, not quite. Still 48 sleeps to go, I believe, until Christmas, but these guys are gearing up. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
This is a singing book featuring the young Adelaide Voices, directed by Christy Anderson. Such beautiful voices, it's set the mouse off to sleep. That is a huge Christmas stocking, escorted by 24 living dolls designed by Kees Van Driel. That is an 8-metre limousine.
It's got to be some kind of record. You need a limousine that big, though, for a stocking that big. Lots of toys stuffed in the top there.
That is a cool limo, isn't it? Oh, wow, yeah, look at all the toys. Thomas the Tank Engine sitting on the top there. That's got my name on it. Brenton Raglas, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There could be another Brenton Raglas. This is the pipes and drums of the Royal Caledonian, formed in 1894. Weather for this here, but they're holding up okay. It's a winter wonderland. We don't quite see a winter wonderland in South Australia at Christmas, do we, Brenton? But they've joined us for the Christmas pageant.
This is a Christmas card that's come to life for the winter wonderland. Almost like Jingle Bells in a one-horse open sleigh.
Those snowflakes haven't melted just yet.
What a beautiful picture, though. I mean, I would love to experience a white Christmas. Never have. Our days here in Adelaide can be quite hot, as you know, on Christmas Day, but I would love to experience a winter wonderland like this.
Some of the clowns clowning around down the front there. As we look down at all of those smiling faces down North Terrace, the crowd really has built, Brenton.
And you know what, Kate? We're not far away now. Father Christmas, once we start seeing some of these Christmas-themed floats, we know Father Christmas is not far away and new this year.
A
How
brand new
beautiful
float
is this?
this year. This is one of my favourites now, Brenton. I saw this float this year, had a sneak peek. Both of us had a sneak peek, didn't we? We've actually had the privilege of climbing inside of that beautiful snow dome with the snowman family there. It was a bit chilly in there, but we really enjoyed it. And yeah, how cool is this? A real snow dome come to life.
Yes, a wonderful new float in 2014, designed by Kari Lindsay. And what a beautiful snow dome it is, with all the snow inside being swirled around in those cold, icy winds.
It's a little bit of Frozen come to Adelaide.
It is, isn't it? We've got a snow dome at home. Reminds of the Polar Express. It's beautiful. I love giving it a bit of a shake and see the snow swirl around the Polar Express. And of course all the other colourful pageant characters there. Are they the pageant elves maybe?
The Adelaide Girls Choir, we can hear their beautiful voices ringing out as part of a Christmas carol.
Of course, we know how big a tradition Christmas caroling is. I've been singing Christmas carols the whole last week, getting ready for today's pageant.
It's a great way to get into the mood of the festive season, Brenton.
Yes, the Australian Girls Choir, they've worked with Hugh Jackman, John Farnham, Olivia Newton-John. They've sung for royalty and dignitaries around the world, and we're thrilled to have them here with us today. Here we have the Nativity. Amazing to think, without this true story of Christmas, there would be no pageant, led by the 3 live camels. There we have
Mary,
baby Jesus
baby
there, hey?
Jesus. Still asleep, I think.
I think he is. It's a silent night.
Some of the shepherds and the angels in that stable surrounded by animals.
The angels there. I don't remember there being clowns in the Nativity that I read about, but I might have to read up on that one.
Maybe you just skipped over that part.
Beautiful songs there, aren't they? Inspiration of Away in a Manger, Silent Night, and Oh Holy Night. Some of the beautiful songs that we sing at Christmas time.
And here's the Tea Tree Gully Redbacks. These guys, of course, form a guard of honour for Father Christmas as he enters the Magic Cave. And Brenton, he is not far away now.
Here he is! It's him!
He's here!
It's really him! Father Christmas has arrived to make his new home here in Adelaide. Adorned in red satin, his beard white as snow. What a welcome sight.
Oh, the pageant's been continuing on, and all of a sudden, there he is. Girls and boys, he's finally arrived, and we can hear the cheers coming up from the crowd as he waves to all the boys and girls. We can't believe he's finally arrived. We've got all of his reindeer there to join him. There's Rudolph, Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donna and Blitzen leading the charge. The man in red with his beautiful snowy white beard. Big wave. I think he just waved to me, Brenton. It's very exciting as he arrives at the landing stage, ready to speak to everyone here in Australia, the start of Christmas. Over here, Santa, over here.
It's him, it's really him. Father Christmas has made his grand entrance here to Adelaide, South Australia. What a wonderful moment. Greeted by pageant royalty with Queen Gemma, Father Christmas, boys and girls, has arrived here at the Magic Cave in South Australia. Boys and girls, mums and dads, put your hands together for Father Christmas and Queen Gemma. Father Christmas, come and meet the rest of the royal family. Here's King Ryan.
Oh, pleased to meet you. Merry Christmas, thank you. Lovely to see you. Hello, Brendan.
Father Christmas, welcome,
Thank you
welcome.
very much, Brendan.
How exciting, boys and girls, mums and dads. Father Christmas is here. Please join me. 3 cheers for Father Christmas. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Welcome to South Australia, Father Christmas. What do you have to say to all the boys and girls of Australia?
Oh, it's just a wonderful day today. The crowds are enormous. It's fantastic. We have shared today with family, friends and loved ones. Hold them dear to your hearts, for they are very, very precious. To the little children and all those with children at heart, I wish you all a safe and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas!
Father Christmas has arrived, and after all the excitement of the Credit Union Christmas pageant, Father Christmas arrives at his traditional home in Adelaide, the Magic Cave at David Jones.
Now, no, Virginia, you're not going to forget today's experience, are you?
No, I feel a little bit dressed up when I stand next to you.
I want you doing the weather in that on Monday night. I reckon that's really cool. Maybe on Christmas Eve.
I did fit in down on the streets, maybe not not up here on the stage.
Hey, hasn't it been fantastic to share the pageant with everyone here today? Have you had a good time? Hasn't it been amazing sharing the pageant with you guys?
They have been incredible, and honestly, they are on every street of this city, layers upon layers of people. It has been incredible.
It has been a wonderful pageant this year. We do have to thank all of the supporting credit unions, Tourism South Australia. It has been a wonderful event. They really do it well here, and it's been a privilege to be part of it and sharing it with all of you. So we do wish you all a very Merry Christmas. The festive season has arrived here in South Australia.
Yes, that's right. It's Christmas at long last. From everyone here in Adelaide, South Australia, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
This special television event was brought to you by Channel 9 South Australia, home of the Credit Union Christmas Pageant.